Preparing a high-quality poster for your ICS presentation. Tips for success. This educational module is part of ICS commitment to faculty development and is designed to help you with your poster presentation. Posters are a key component of communicating your science and are an important element in a successful scientific career. Posters should deliver the same high-quality science, but offer a different medium from oral presentations. They are not second class. Posters should be considered a snapshot of your work, intended to engage colleagues in discussion about your work, or, if you're not present at the time, they should provide a summary that will encourage the reader to want to learn more. You should lend some thought about the aim of your poster. For the majority, this will simply be to report the findings of your research, but you may want to consider whether you want to encourage adoption of a change, either a change in clinical practice or adoption of a new technique, based upon your findings. You may want to encourage discussion and debate based upon your research, or you may want to try to seek new collaborators in your area. Early career members may want to discuss this with your supervisor. You should decide and then style your poster accordingly. The ICS annual scientific meeting presents hundreds of posters. You may not have the opportunity to stand with your poster when you present it, and this will alter how you present your work. The first impressions of your poster, and to a lesser extent what you might say when standing in front of it, if you are present, are crucial. You should prepare an elevator speech to go with your poster. An elevator speech is a clear, brief message or commercial about your work. It communicates who you are, what you've done, what you found, and its significance and perhaps next steps. It's typically about 30 seconds in duration, the time it takes people to ride from the top to the bottom of a building in an elevator, hence the name. One approach is to pose your work as addressing a decisive question, which you then answer as best you can. Once you've posed the question, which may well also be the motivation for the study, the focus of your poster should address that question in a clear and concise manner. People will only see the title of your poster in advance and will decide on whether to see it based upon that. You should therefore make your title compelling or provocative, perhaps by posing an interesting question or hinting at a new or significant finding, but don't lie, in order to sell you, your poster and your work. Your poster needs structure. Just like the abstract you submitted for acceptance, the poster needs to be a succinct summary of the work. The introduction, the hypothesis to be tested, major results and conclusions all need to be there. This is not, though, a cut and paste job straight from your abstract. It needs thought. Identify your audience and provide the appropriate scope and depth of content. If you want to attract discussion from non-specialists, cater for them too. Don't forget to read the rules. The ICS produces guidelines for posters and provides a template for you to use. Both can be found on the ICS website. The amount of material presented on a poster is small compared to a full paper. Your poster requires you to distill down your work without either losing the overall message or the logical flow. Traditional posters need to be viewed from a distance, but viewing e-posters is done at close quarters and you could take advantage of your presence. Posters can be used as a distribution medium for copies of associated papers, supplementary information and other handouts. Posters allow you to be more speculative. Often only the titles or at most the abstracts of posters can be considered published. That is, widely distributed. Mostly they may never be seen again. There's the opportunity to say more than you would in the traditional literature, which for all intents and purposes will be part of the immutable record. Take advantage of these unique features. Work on 2 to 3 key findings that you want to highlight to your audience. Make sure that these are reflected throughout your poster. Brainstorm what you want to highlight and essential information that needs to be included. Create an outline of the information to include on your poster. You can use your abstract to guide the development of your outline. Rather like a painting, the poster needs to lead the viewer's eye through the research in a logical order. Guide the reader's eyes from one succinct frame to another in a logical fashion, from beginning to end. Use arrows, numbering, or whatever else makes sense in getting them to move from one logical step to another. Try to do this in an eye-catching way. Look for appropriate layouts in the posters produced by other people and adopt some of their approaches. Finally, never use less than a size 24 point font and make sure the main points can be read at eye level. This is easier to achieve using the electronic format. Hanging level posters by eye is always more difficult. Your text must be concise, clear and precise. You should avoid being too wordy. Avoid large blocks of text. The use of high-definition pictorial material is important to illustrate a poster, particularly so for e-posters. One carefully produced picture, chart or diagram can say more than hundreds of words. Figures and tables can be used in a variety of ways and be made meaningful for both the superficial and detailed viewer. Likewise, a well-drawn graph can convey a lot of detailed information. Take time to produce these and make sure they are of sufficient size to be seen. Keep your description of data and methods brief. Provide enough information for viewers to follow the storyline and evaluate your approach to the research. Avoid cluttering your poster with too much technical detail or obscuring key findings with excessive jargon. For readers interested in additional information, provide a handout and a citation to any pertinent research paper. As you write about statistical methods, relate them to the specific concepts you've studied. Use common terms that all conference attendees can understand. Clearly interpret your results. Don't make your audience work to understand the information on your poster. Use simple language that includes essential information relevant to your message. You can fill in the details when you discuss your poster with those in attendance. Choose easy to read and professional fonts. Use no more than 2 or 3 different yet complementary fonts if you have to. Sans serif fonts such as Helvetica or Arial are commonly used for the title and headings. Those such as Times or Calibri are commonly used for the text. In general, you should think about the following sizes: 80 to 90 point for the title, 36 to 48 point for the headers, and 24 to 36 point for the body text. All this may vary depending on paper or e-poster format. Your institution may have templates which you are obliged to use. You should check this before you put your poster together. You might like to put a summary of the most important points, that elevator speech or executive summary, at the top left of your poster, as the I will usually begin in this position. This is true for Western audiences, but consider Asian and Arabic cultural differences. Use an open design with plenty of open space. Don't crowd things in your enthusiasm to get over as much information as you can. Remember, the majority of people will only glance at your poster. Keep that main message clear. Thank you for listening.